We need to stop giving men the love we wish they would give us. We need to stop treating them according to our character and start treating them according to theirs. Men don't need more women believing in them. They need more women believing in their own gut feelings. Start judging men more. Stop giving so much benefit of the doubt and doubt more. Judgment is not cruelty. Judgment is discernment. It's how you stop repeating the same cycles with different names. You are not being too much for noticing the lack of effort. You are not being judgmental for calling out his inability to show up for you emotionally. You are not unhealed just because your intuition is louder than your attachment. We're excusing red flags because we hope they're yellow. We're rationalizing poor communication because he's been through a lot. We're rewarding inconsistency because we see his potential. And we're giving men the benefit of the doubt, not because they've earned it, but because we've been taught that being understanding is a form of love. And while softness has its place, discernment must come first. Because what many of us are doing is not being compassionate, we're being careless with ourselves. Where I'm reading from is chapter 3 of my book, This Is For You. And the chapter name is Judge Men More. And it's actually one of my favorite chapters in my book because I feel like I'm kind of talking my shit a little bit in there. And it is not to say that you shouldn't love men at all, but we should stop trying to love the men that don't love us, trying to love them into loving us is what I'm basically saying. And this is what this podcast episode is going to be about. Let's get into today's The Hey Girlfriend podcast episode. We're going to talk more about this because this is actually, y'all, one of the top things that I have witnessed in the women that I coach. I am a mindset and intuitive coach. I'm not a dating coach, but I am a mindset and intuitive coach to help you to change old patterns, to help you to change your mindset around things, because I've been that girl. And I feel like a lot of the things that I went through with my exes was because of the belief that I had of how women should be. And now I'm finding out that I was just really being careless with myself, trying to love men into loving me. So this is one of the top things that I see. A lot of women have these excuses for the men that they're seeing. I find that women will say things like, well, I know he doesn't really have it to spend on me, so I'm not expecting too many dates. I know he's just busy because he has a lot going on. I know he's just getting over a divorce and he hasn't really healed from that. And I've just heard it all. I've heard all these excuses for men. And I get it because I used to do that as well. And the thing is, while those excuses may be legitimate concerns and may be actual true about what's going on in that man's life, where does that leave you? That leaves you on the sidelines getting less than what you deserve and less than what you want. And a man not meeting your standards all because you're trying to understand him so much. You're excusing his behavior. And so it's not about you assessing the validity of his statements, like if he's really busy because he has a lot going on, or because he's working hard, or if he really doesn't have the money to take you out on a date or to get you flowers like you asked, etc. It's not about you assessing if those things are valid. It's about you assessing, can he meet my needs? And I think for some women that are just now stepping into their full feminine energy, their self-love, their self-esteem, it's hard because it feels like you're being selfish and judgmental. And to you, you've been taught that's not what a good woman is. A good woman should be understanding and compassionate. No. It is okay for you to be a judge of character when it comes to who gets to be invited into your space and into your life. It is okay for you to use discernment and your intuition to determine if this man can really meet my needs. Can he show up to a relationship like I need, like I want? Sure, he may be very busy with work. He may have a very demanding job. But does that fit your standards? Does it fit what you want? If you want a man to show up for you and to spend time with you, does that man match your needs? No. And it is okay to assess that and to judge that. And I believe this mindset that women have of being super understanding comes from us wanting to love them how we want someone to love us. Or it may come from a place of brokenness where we feel like, I wouldn't want someone to judge me. I would want someone to give me a chance. I would want someone to love me in that way. And I feel that's what keeps so many women stuck. We are projecting the love we would want a man to give to us onto them. We give men the love that we wish they would give to us, instead of paying attention to the love that they actually are showing us. And when we do that, we set ourselves up for disappointment, heartbreak, and wasted time. Something I've noticed about women is that we often love from our own capacity. We know how deeply we can love, how much we can sacrifice, how patient and nurturing that we can be. And then we assume that if we can pour that much into a man, then he can pour that much back into us. But the truth is, love does not work that way. Love doesn't work like a mirror, ladies. Just because you love a man well does not mean he will love you well. And I know that sounds so unfair, and I know that's so unfortunate, but it's the truth. What you're doing is projecting your capacity on a man that can't even meet you halfway. And this is how cycles repeat themselves. You meet someone new, you give too much too soon, you excuse the red flags, and then months later you're asking yourself, like, how did I get in this again? Why did I fall for this again? How did I get here? Why isn't he treating me right? And the answer to that is you weren't loving him. You were loving the idea of who you wished he would be. Now I want to help my ladies change their mindset around judgment, because oftentimes I feel like we are not good judges of character because we are afraid of being too judgmental. We are afraid of judging. So I want to use the term judge. Someone before on one of my previous podcasts commented and said that I should use the word assessing. And no, I'm going to use the word judge, because I thought about that comment. I think about all the comments that people leave I would feel are constructive criticism, as long as it's not something where they're being mean towards me or rude. I think about all the comments, and I thought about that, and I'm like, no, I'm going to say judge. And that's why I wrote a chapter on it. And that's why I love that chapter, because it's like, I get it. Being judgmental as a whole can be seen as like, that's wrong. But when it comes to you judging character to see if someone deserves a spot in your life or should be fit for your life, you should judge men more. So I'm using that word. So, and with that being said, we, especially women, have been conditioned to believe that judgment is cruel, that it can make us harsh or even bitter. Judgment isn't cruelty, it is discernment. Judgment is simply the ability to look at someone's actions, words, and consistency and make a sound decision based in reality and not fantasy. You know, you're not romanticizing him. You're dealing with the reality of him. If you're not judging or being a good judge of character, that's not you being kind. That's you being careless with yourself. That's you being careless with your heart. That's you being careless about who you let into your life, who you let have access to you. And I understand that in some sense, being judgmental can be seen as cruel and wrong, especially when you are judging someone harshly or unfairly. But when it comes to this aspect of your life, because this is your life, your dating life, your life in general, your well-being. When it comes to you and who you let into your life, I can't reiterate that enough. You should be a judge of character. You should be judging that man. You should be judging if he is able to meet your needs, your relationship needs, if he is able to meet you halfway. So therefore, you're not overstepping and overgiving and overdoing, trying to make up for what he's not doing for you. So ask yourself, when it comes to dating, why are you so afraid to judge a man? Why are you so afraid to judge? Why are you so quick to silence your intuition in the name of being nice? Discernment is what protects you from repeating cycles, from getting your heart broken over and over again. And something I want to add to this, that if you are afraid to judge here, something that can help you would be to heal how you feel about yourself. Oftentimes, however you feel about yourself, you're also going to project that on who you date. If you have low self-esteem or you feel low about yourself, you're going to date men like that, and you're going to feel sorry for them because you want someone to love you and feel sorry for you. You want someone to love you in that capacity that you're trying to love him. And so therefore you're going to make all these excuses for him and love him in ways that you want someone to love you. And it's because of how you feel about yourself. Like for me, I dated very toxic men in my past that I didn't realize were toxic at the time. All of them had bad upbringings, didn't have very good parents, had a rough childhood, rough life, and I don't know, a part of me just felt connected and close to them because maybe I wasn't quite aware of just how bad my childhood was, but I knew that I felt like I was longing for love. And so therefore I would choose men that I felt like needed some love because I wanted to love them and hopefully get them to appreciate me and love me more because I too felt the same way. And so I'm like, if I feel this way and I'm in need of love and I'm going to love them the way I would want someone to love me. So therefore, I went for men like that. I went for men that I thought I could make appreciate me and therefore they would never leave me. So to answer your question about why you keep falling for the same thing, why you are afraid to judge a man, I need you to check into that and see if that's part of your reason. It was a big part of mine. And so when I grew out of that and I healed that, and I stopped needing love in that way and started loving me the way that I needed to love and reparenting myself. That's a journey in itself. I stopped looking at men like that and I started looking at someone to add to my life instead. Someone that could meet me halfway. Someone that could love me in the ways that I knew that I could love. I knew my love was precious and I knew I had good love to give. And so therefore I treated my love as a part of my worth and stopped trying to love men into loving me and chose men that I knew were going to be able to love me, men that were going to show up for me, men that were consistent. So that was the switch that I needed. So here's another mistake that women do. They give too much benefit of the doubt. You can't be given so much benefit of the doubt, and you should be given more doubt. That man knows exactly what he is doing when he does it. When a man goes weeks without talking to you, or even days without talking to you, not following up to your text messages, not planning another date, he knows exactly what he is doing. Quit making so many excuses, giving so much benefit of the doubt. Well, maybe he's just busy, or maybe he's just that. Stop doing that. And I feel like we're doing it to protect ourselves and protect our egos because we don't want to believe that that man doesn't like us and doesn't want us like that. And so therefore we make excuses to protect ourselves. And we got to stop doing that. Because while you are subconsciously doing it for you, it's still you giving that man too much benefit of the doubt and keeping you there with him when you don't need to be. Because then what's going to end up happening? You are going to build a relationship based on excuses versus evidence. And evidence meaning that he's consistent, that he's able to meet your relationship needs and standards, that he is a man of his word, that he is worthy of coming into your life. You're not building it on solid evidence. You're building it on your excuses that you've made for him. So instead of giving men more benefit of the doubt, I want you to start giving men more doubt, at least until it's proven otherwise. If you want to give him a chance to prove otherwise. So think of it this way. Trust and benefit of the doubt, or grace, if you will, should be a reward for consistent, trustworthy behavior. Not a starting point that you just hand out for free. And this isn't about you being cold or paranoid or too judgy. It's about requiring proof before you invest your heart. Because real love isn't built on potential, ladies. It's built on patterns. Now, here is the real shift that can change your dating life. Stop treating men according to your character and start treating them according to theirs. Me being a mindset and intuitive coach, most of the women that I've seen fall into the trap of, I know I'm loyal, so I'll be loyal to him. I know I'm loving, so I'll pour my love into him. I'm a forgiving person. I would want someone to forgive me, so I'm going to forgive him over and over. But all of that is based on you. What about him? What about his character? If he is kind, consistent, and intentional, respond to that. Give your softness to the man who has proven he can protect it. But if he is inconsistent, dismissive, or selfish, then why treat him like he has earned your loyalty? That's how you betray yourself, ladies. We give men our best just because it's who we are, without checking if it's what they truly deserve. You don't protect your heart by loving from your own character. You protect your heart by loving according to theirs. You can't love a man into loving you. You can't make a man act right for you. You can't show up being this good woman to a man that is not deserving of it. It's not going to make him change. It's not going to make him love you more. It's not going to make him appreciate you more. You have to understand that loving someone hard is not going to make them love you. People don't love from what you pour into them. They love from the capacity that they already have inside. And so if their capacity is low, if they haven't done their healing, haven't done their work, they are not going to be able to love you or appreciate the love that you pour. There's nothing you can do about it. You're not being a noble, good woman by loving a man that is broken and a man that is down on his luck and a man that doesn't have anything to give to you. That's not making you a good woman. That's making you careless with yourself. And it's putting you out there to where you're not getting what you're putting out. And it's not fair to you. You can't create the type of love that you want to be given to you by loving someone that way. And so let me leave you with these words. Discernment and being a good judge of character is your protection. Stop giving men the love you wish they'd give you. Stop excusing red flags in the name of being nice. Stop treating every man you meet as if he has earned your devotion just because you have the capacity to give it. When you judge more, when you doubt more, when you treat men according to their character, you'll stop repeating the same cycles with different names. And that's when you create space for the man who will actually meet you where you are. So if any of this resonated with you, be sure to hit subscribe and also turn the notifications on so you get a notification whenever a new video drops. And once again, my new book, This Is For You. And what I'm referring to today, Judge Men More, is chapter 2 in this book. And once again, it's one of my favorite chapters. I feel like I'm talking my shit. Clock it. And also, I do mindset and intuitive coaching. I have a Patreon subscription you can do, or you can do just standalone. I have all of that linked in the description below. Once again, that's all I got. Ladies, judge men more. You're not being mean or bitter for doing so. Judge men more, please. Judge anyone more. Be a good judge of character before inviting anyone into your life. You deserve to do so. Okay? Okay. Until the next podcast episode, girlfriends. Oh, tune in Sunday for my Healing Sundays. I'm talking about toxic moms. Okay? So, until the next podcast episode, girlfriends. Peace out.
Excuse me, can I please talk to